of making the light sculptures with just a basic design. First it was a hand-drawn design, and then we started with more of an in-depth design on the CAD SolidWorks system. Then after putting everything together and assigning colors to the different designs that we had, we took into account the aesthetics. So everybody had all of these different unique designs, yet they all had certain aspects in a radial pattern.
As part of the light sculpture project, the sophomores learned first how to utilize CAD and computer-aided design. The students gained the knowledge and the skills to use computer-aided drafting and computer-aided design to first visualize something and then make it into 3D and realize if that was something that they artistically wanted, so that then they could move forward with the design knowing that the way it was going to look before it was completed.
In Mr. Harlow's room, the computer room, we learned how to program our Arduino boards. With the help of mentors who worked at UCSB, we got to use the software and write code and write different subroutines to make the LEDs light up. It was really cool because we actually got to plug in our light sculptures into the computer and send the code through into the LEDs. So while you were typing up different code, you could see it directly transfer onto your sculpture and watch the LEDs light up in these cool patterns. And that was a really fun part of the project.
It was important for us to not only make the light sculptures, but also to understand what was going on inside of the light sculptures and how they worked. So we worked with Ms. Ritter through the integration of physics in order to fully understand what went on inside of the Arduino boards. We use large circuit boards in order to find out about series and parallel circuits, as well as capacitors, batteries, and potentiometers, and how all of these things came together and tied into making our light sculptures.
The opportunity to work with a circuit board was so helpful because I'm a hands-on learner, and just the experience of placing LEDs in their spot and connecting the resistors to the wires and to the batteries and watching it all light up, it just helped me better fully understand what I was working with and what I was making.
The circuit boards that we put on a light sculpture, we had to solder everything onto them, like the resistors and the LEDs and the knob that turns it on and off, with the help of Ms. Hensley and a few juniors that joined the class to mentor us. I thought this was really awesome because in no other class do we get to solder things and use these awesome Arduino boards to make such a cool sculpture. So this whole process of making the light sculpture was super unique and awesome because you don't get to do this anywhere else in the whole entire school, and really this is the only place that you get to make something you can take home. And all the parts that we made, we didn't buy them off the shelf, we got to fabricate them ourselves, and along with the help of mentors of course, but we got to do it mainly by ourselves, which was awesome. When we were building our light sculpture, we got to take raw materials and go to the machine shop and fabricate the parts we needed for our specific light sculpture that we designed. So we were given raw aluminum that we then took and used the mill to cut to a certain length and drill holes into it to make our specific design. With the help of seniors and other mentors, we were able to complete this process fairly easy, and we weren't really lost at any point. This experience gave us a great opportunity to get ready for senior year when we have to build a real robot, and now we know how to work with the machines.
So it was really cool to see all the individual parts be put together in our final product. That was really cool. And one of the first steps of that process was shining and polishing our rods. So then we glued in our LEDs, and we got help from Mr. Shair with that. And afterwards, we got divided up into groups, and the whole process of gluing became more of a group effort, and everyone was helping each other out and checking each other's work. The next step was Mr. Harlow permanently fixed our circuit boards into our base, and he also put the knob in. And what the knob does is, for our light sculptures, it's what we use to change our light shows from the main light show, which is the one with a lot of flashing lights and the one that's more intense than the other one. And then the background is what you have playing in the background. And then there's our night light, which is just where all of the LEDs are on at once, and you can change with the knob how bright those LEDs are. So it was really cool at the end to have all the individual components of our light sculpture be assembled into our final product. I was really proud to finally be finished with my light sculpture and to have all that time and effort that I put into it finally pay off. After we were all finished, we had a light sculpture party, and we lined all the light sculptures up in the machine shop, and music was playing and all the light sculptures were running. It was really cool, and afterwards we had students from Dos Pueblos tour through it and get to look at the light sculptures and vote on them, which was also really nice.
Let's make this happen, girl. We're gonna show the world it's something you can work and it can work for you.
Light sculpture in 4 words. This is awesome.